Good morning, Dragonflies. How's everybody doing? Is everybody flying high? Is everybody looking at the world 360? I hope so, guys. We're here to learn and grow together. First thing is some good TV news. Here we go. Bob Odenkirk says the Breaking Bad movie is already been shot, and they've done a good job at keeping it a secret. Being produced by Vince Gilligan, directed by Vince Gilligan, which is the same guy that made Breaking Bad, so that's good. The working title is Greenbrier, which sounds like a Breaking Bad title. Heisenberg, Greenbrier, words like that. But that could change. I don't like that it's being distributed on Netflix. I like Netflix, but, you know, I would have loved to see an actual theatrical release for this, but it's starring Aaron Paul. No sign of Bryan Cranston. At the end of Breaking Bad, they kind of leave you confused because it looks like he's dead, and then they later show him in a cabin. It's been a couple years since I've watched the series, honestly. I binged the whole thing in like a couple weeks a few years ago, and, you know, very excited to see a movie come out. I thought that would just be like one of those like rumor things that don't actually happen, but it's really happening. I love that scene where, you know, he's got the old guy in the wheelchair and they're in the hospital and Gus is going in there and the old guy's like basically suicidal because he can't talk or something. Or he's like really sick and old, and I guess he sacrificed his life to take out this guy. Walter sets a bomb up, he starts ringing the bell, and man, that face he makes when he starts ringing it and trigger the bomb and then they realize it, that is really, really badass. But they kind of lost me when Gus comes out with half his face blown off and adjusts his tie, and then he falls down and dies. I'm more like into like a realistic type thing, and sadly Mythbusters actually busted quite a few of the things on Breaking Bad, like the bathtub thing with the bodies, and also the throwing the the science thing element and blowing up a building. It seems like it's possible, but it's not gonna be as damaging. That's fun. So Titanic has been re-looked at. They got down there again after 14 years, which sounds wrong because I swear James Cameron went down there, like he built something and went down there. I swear that wasn't that long ago. But they say 14 years, it's deteriorating rapidly, and that's the worry. You know, the last survivor is already dead, so Titanic's like a fading piece of history, and people go with the movie about the love story and all that. But, you know, the reason I really love Titanic is because I have a very big fascination with ships, like a big ship. I think the biggest ship in the world right now is called Knock Ness, which I believe it was demolished in like 2014, but it was the biggest ship, so there's probably a bigger ship coming, you know? And that's, you know, that's just what you get for calling a ship unsinkable. It's pretty stupid. In Titanic, compared to like newer ships, It's not that big, but at the time it was huge. Like compared to a cruise ship nowadays. You know, fuck cruise ships, right? It seems like all that goes on there is like people murdering their wives and throwing people overboard. And I mean, it's just like 700 drunk people and seasick drunk people on a boat. Doesn't sound like a good time to me. If I was gonna go on a cruise ship, I would get one of the fancy ones. I want to be fancy in there. Just real quick, hey, Spectrum, I'm not trying to blow the whistle on you, but Spectrum is the same thing as Time Warner, right? It's the classic lipstick on a pig. So, Time Warner, same shitty service, new company name. That's great. I want to do a new Pepsi campaign. You know, they had their splash of fruit juice bullshit drink. I want the real lime, the real twist, lemon Pepsis. And Mountain Dew needs a rebranding also because it's kind of been marketed as like, or it kind of became like a hillbilly drink. But dude, I don't think of fucking rednecks. I think of mountain views, mountains, colors. You know, it even says 50 flavors in one, which I think means 50, a flavor for each state. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, come on. Mountain Dew deserves a little more respect, okay? Oh. I actually have a video. If we're able to get that going, if we can play that. Of me after I saw Titanic. When they re-released it in theaters in 2012, I went and saw it by myself, and it was great. I mean, I wasn't really old enough to go to the theater when it came out. I just seen it on VHS and stuff, so it was cool to be able to see it again in the theater, or actually see it in the theater. But yeah, there's an old video of me after I seen that, and it's one of the first videos I ever made. I don't know if we can play the audio because I put the real song in there, but we'll figure something out here. Fun seeing that, and I'm just glad I got to be a part of it in some way, you know? So hey, what the hell is going on with men's deodorant sprays and soaps and body sprays? I mean, why don't we only get like 4 options, okay? We got Axe. Fuck Axe. I mean, I just don't like, I don't like the vibe it gives off. I go with Old Spice, and I'm not talking fucking, you know, $50 shit. I'm talking stuff you can just go to a store and get. There's not a lot of options. There used to be a Tag spray that I really liked. It was discontinued in 2005. Or 2007. It was created in 2005. They had 3 endorsements: Making Moves from Rob Dyrdek, Stay Up from Carmelo Anthony, and Get Yours from Ludacris. I had Making Moves, and I had the Ludacris one. The Making Moves, man, if I could get that bottle somewhere. That'd be great. I'm sure you can find it online. And yeah, what happened to Rob Dyrdek? Hate to say it, but I think he got married and kind of got boring. But I mean, I think he's a lot older than we realize, so he deserves that. He can't be like that. He just has a young spirit. So he's actually, I think, like 45, which is crazy. Apparently, Tag was a rebranding of Right Guard, and they are owned by Gillette, which just proves that everything is owned under one company. Basically, it's all under one umbrella. And there was set to be a new Tag release in 2017, but I checked websites, could not find any sign of it, so I guess Tag is dead. So yeah, we need to get some new sprays out there. Some new body washes, some new men's stuff. Because, you know, the type of place I'm in, a lot of guys are insecure about being a man, and they will not, they won't buy a soap unless it says man on it. Like, just get what smells good. There's so many colors and different scents give you different feels. I mean, just smell around, look around, titles of the soaps or smells. You'll find something you like, and you'll smell good, and you won't have to smell generic, you know? Hey, so Young Jeezy, around the time of the last recession, he was real big, right? And he's just now resurfacing, kind of. I think he's been out there more. And there's a looming recession, so if everybody wants somebody to blame for everything, let's just blame Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy, you're causing the fucking recession, man. I don't know. I wanted to talk about, I worked at a Crown Plaza hotel. I got hired as a lobby attendant, and my first day, they had an event going on, and it was an orgy at the hotel. I'm not even kidding. They taped out the windows, renting out an entire hotel for an orgy. And I was supposed to stay in the back, and I had a table set up, and people were going to come up, and I was supposed to give them towels because none of the workers were allowed to walk through the halls. So I was the only worker there, except for front desk. And I had a radio, and they called me and say that some guy's looking for like a mirror. So, like a what do you call it, a magnification mirror or something. So we're not supposed to go out there, but they told me to take it out into the hallways. So I had to walk through the hallways, and it was very, very uncomfortable, honestly. It was, let's just say, not the kind of orgy you'd want to be a part of, if any. These were baby boomers, and they were big, and, you know, you just try to keep your eyes up. You don't really know where to look. And I just couldn't believe that a hotel would be so strapped for money that they would infest their entire hotel. I mean, can you even imagine the fucking nastiness of hundreds of naked old people walking around? It's just like, have some class, Crown Plaza. I don't say the exact location, but it was a Crown Plaza. And fun fact, several months after I worked there, there's actually a story on the news about their kitchen getting shut down. Maybe they had a kitchen orgy, and they actually had the dining room in there set up, called like the chocolate room. God knows what that was for. I mean, yikes. Alright guys, time for a tempo change. See, I'm learning. A little faster. Alrighty. So we're gonna read some comments. So the first comment is from Instagram. It's actually my buddy John. Great guy. Lives super free. He's always been there for me, you know. I had asked, what is the shittiest state in your opinion, and why? And the reason we asked this is because, you know, like I said yesterday, sometimes we see things that we don't like, and you know, at least for me, sometimes when I learn about the things, you start to see a different perspective, and that's what we're all about here, you know. So John says, always wanted to go to Texas. I thought it was the best sounding place to be. Now that I went, I think it's just a hellhole. Way too hot. You know, I can relate to that because from about 15 till I went there when I was 19, I was obsessed with New York City. I thought it was the best place, number one place for me. So I went there with basically no money, and I spent most of my money on a hotel. So I had about 50 bucks after gas and all that. Didn't buy any food. And it's no wonder people walk there. You can't drive. I drove through, and it took me an hour just to get to the hotel. And then, you know, I walked around completely lost. I couldn't find anything. No idea where I was at. I was just walking around. I completely lost. Ended up walking for hours. Didn't buy any food. It's too damn expensive there. So I finally made it back to my hotel late. And I went upstairs, and everything is upstairs in New York, which is not as good as it sounds. But I went up there, and then I decided that night I got to get out of here. I kind of felt like I was freaking out, and I went there thinking I was gonna feel free, but you know, I felt trapped. I felt like a rat in a cage, and it could be just because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any money, so I do plan on going back there someday when I'm more resourceful, you know. But I ended up leaving in the middle of the night, driving back, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually cried driving back, trying to get out of there, because I had built all this up of what I thought New York was, and when I got there, I did not get that feel. So it's on to the next thing, and that made me realize that I'm more into the scenery of the nation, the beauty of it, the openness, the freedom. And that's why I'm all about the West, because, you know, Colorado, you got the mountains, and it's just probably the funnest state. You got Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, that would be absolutely fun. And then if you want to get away from people, you just go out to the fucking desert. There's a lot of desert. Obviously California, maybe a little overrated, but I've never been there, so can't say for sure. But that's why Aaron went west, because someday when I have the money and all that kind of stuff, people are going to be like, where did Aaron go? And you won't even have to ask, you just got to look at my Twitter. Aaron went west. Okay. We also have a comment on YouTube from Life Force Forward. This is from yesterday's video. He says, not sure the best strategy when encountering a bear. It probably is best to be still. It is. You won't find out. Did you know there was a short-lived football league in the 1980s called USFL? Trump purchased one of the franchises, and he's done things with wrestling. Maybe he can help with the XFL. We'll have to wait till 2024 if it can make it that long. Hey, I agree. I do not know if this will make it. Can't imagine it being super successful. I mean, but who knows? I mean, I do remember the Trump wrestling thing. When he tweeted that thing about like dropping Hillary, like smacking Hillary or something, and people started freaking out like he's abusing women or something. Like, all right, chill out. It's a meme, and the president posting memes is one thing. But anyway, and yeah, fuck Hillary, okay? So I'm glad she finally realized that we don't want you as president, okay? You and Bill go retire, all right? We're good. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to be in episode 3, leave a comment, okay? Tell me, what is your fantasy soda flavor? I'd have to go with, give a brand and a flavor, I would say strawberry cream Pepsi. And, you know, they kind of play off each other, orange vanilla Coke, but they're competing, so I think that's what I would pick. Alright guys, thank you for watching. We're all about learning and growing here, and growing as a family, and learning about each other, so your flaws are your strongest thing about you, because the things that you think people won't like about you are actually the things that make you you. And guess what? Nobody can be you but yourself. So, everybody, I had fun, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys, okay?